year, millions of people are trying to lose weight. Everybody's going to tell you what to do to lose weight. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 7 things that you need to stop doing in 2025 if you want to lose 20 to 50 pounds and get in better shape this year than you've ever been in your entire life. And especially the last 2 are going to be the most controversial. I know I'm going to get a ton of hate for that, but that's okay. I built a reputation on telling the truth, and I know you can handle the truth. So stick with me to the end, check him out, and let's go straight into it. So the number 1 thing to stop doing in this year and make 2025 your best year ever is to stop following stupid fad diets. Just think about this. Fads are called fads for a reason because they come and go. Do you remember anybody today who's doing paleo diet, South Beach diet, low fat diet? You don't. These are the diets that were popular 5, 10, 20 plus years ago. In the 80s, it was fats are horrible for you and carbs are amazing. And then everybody did that and they got fat. And then in early 2000s, they said, oh, okay, we can't really sell this bullshit story anymore. Let's now turn it around and say the carbs are bad and fats are amazing. And then everybody started doing that, and the numbers of overweight and obese people have been steadily rising every single year since, even to today. Why? Because fats don't make you fat, carbs don't make you fat, total calories being too much is what makes us gain weight. So do we need to control both carbs and fats in order to lower our calories? Absolutely. Is there a specific one food group or food item that makes you fat? No. Can you have some carbs? Absolutely. Can you have some fats? Absolutely. Can you include a little bit here and there of some of your favorite foods, whether they be very carby or very fatty? Of course, as long as they fit your calories. But you have to control your calories? Yes. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But for now, please remember, if you're following a fad diet, you're guaranteed to, if you lose any weight, most people don't, but if you lose any weight, guaranteed to gain it all back a couple of months later. And of course, if you know somebody who's currently doing the most popular current fad, which is the stupidest of all fad diets ever, carnivore diet, if you know somebody who lost 30 pounds or 40 or 50 on a carnivore diet, they will swear by it because they lost weight. They feel amazing because they lost weight, not because of the carnivore diet. Because remember, when people start doing fasting, carnivore, veganism, keto, paleo, South Beach, whatever diet, they usually lose weight because they're doing something different than they usually do, and they feel amazing because of fat loss, not because of the idiotic fad diet that they used to lose weight. So it doesn't matter how you lose weight, you're going to feel amazing because you lost weight, not because of the diet that you used. Okay? But remember, how many people who have done keto diet and they're like, I felt amazing and lost 40 pounds, how many of them 3 to 6 months later, a year later, gained it all back and they're fat again? You know how many? Almost all of them. That's simply a fact. Is there one person who lost it and kept it off out of a million? Sure. But imagine a system, if you will, that has 1 in a million success rate. The other 999,000, they will gain it all back or don't lose any weight. This is fad diets. So if you really enjoy gaining more than you've lost and you're dieting into being obese, then keep doing fad diets. If you want to actually learn how this is done properly, I got a free video that you can click right here, A to Z. It's a complete masterclass on how to get completely shredded. It's free. It's a video on my YouTube channel. Click here. It's going to show you A to Z how I've transformed 1,200 clients so far in the last 17 years and how I've been in shape for the last 25 years and I'll be forever, and A to Z. So click there, check it out. That video is going to show you everything you need to know, guaranteed. The second thing you need to stop doing is allowing your brain wiring to control how you feel and what you do. Case in point, we are wired, our brains are wired to want results with no work quickly. Our brains are literally saying every day, hey, I want you to eat everything you want, 15,000 calories of burgers and fries and pizzas and beer and all of that, and never exercise, just sit on your ass and be shredded. And I preferably want to do that in like 2 days rather than 4 days. That's what our brains want. Is there a button that I can click that I make $10 million, which is why people still do the lottery, right? I don't want to have any skills. I don't want to do any work. I don't want to take any risk. I just want to have $10 million. In this case, I don't want to do any exercise. I don't want to control my calories. I just want to take a pill and lose all the weight. That's what our brain wiring is. However, the moment you grow up, especially as an entrepreneur, you realize that the best way to predict your future is to create it. Meaning you have control in your hands of every single aspect of your life, especially your health. So therefore, instead of expecting that in 3 weeks, I'm just gonna take a pill and be shredded with no exercise, I'm gonna build muscle, with no dieting, no controlling my calories, none of that, I'm gonna lose all the weight in 3 weeks and be shredded. I want it fast and I want no work. Okay, that's your brain saying that, but you need to overcome that, override it as an adult, especially a self-aware entrepreneur who is in control. You need to stop allowing your brain to control how you feel and what you do, and actually do what needs to be done. And actually, this leads me to the third thing you need to stop doing, which is believing that self-discipline is the requirement, it's the necessary thing for you to lose weight and get in shape. It is not. It is an absolute bullshit that you need, David Goggins-like mindset in order to get in shape. If that was true, I wouldn't be able to transform 1,200 clients in the last 17 years like I have, because these are, yes, high-performing entrepreneurs, but none of them would consider themselves a highly disciplined, robot-like disciplined person, nor would I consider that of myself. However, I have helped transform 1,200 clients. Why? Because we focused on the thing that's the biggest driver of your behavior, and that is your environment, not your self-discipline. So the whole story of self-discipline, if we could summarize the last 150 years of scientific research on self-control and self-discipline in one word or one phrase, it is, it fails. Self-discipline fails. It always does. When biology or our psychology fight against our dreams and wishes and motivation, psychology and biology always win. Which means if somebody brought a large pizza every night, at 10 p.m. and put it on my desk and said, okay, you don't have to eat it, let it just be there, and that pizza is like smelling great, I would probably eat it and I'll be fat. So instead of saying, well, I'm going to be robot-like and I'm going to resist that every day, no, you won't. You can resist it for a day, a week, 2 weeks, whatever, but eventually you'll always fail and you will give in because you're only human. Therefore, instead of relying on being a robot, which you cannot do, nor should you want to do, instead rely on creating an environment that doesn't tempt you. So when you open your fridge, you should prepare ahead, or put some kind of, let's say 3 to 5 sources of protein in there. So when you open your fridge, scientifically proven, you're 95% likely to eat the first thing that you can grab from the fridge. So if the first thing you can grab from the fridge is protein, and the second thing is protein, and the third one is whatever else, it doesn't matter, you're never gonna get to the third one. Okay, you're always gonna take the first or second one. So make it so that when you open your fridge, the first 2 things are protein. You're gonna eat that. Also, prep food in bulk. It's going to make it so much easier for you to have great food to eat ready all the time. So you don't have to, call DoorDash or order, whatever, something that's going to be 5,000 calorie meal. So instead of focusing on self-discipline, focus on an environment that supports the activities you want to do that gets you shredded. The fourth thing to stop doing is avoiding fundamentals. The difference between amateurs and pros is that amateurs they always think there's a secret, there's a hack, there's a thing, the button I can click, I just didn't, there is a secret, I just didn't find it yet. So there is a secret for clicking a button and making $1 million. There's a secret for, being in great shape without doing any work. That's what amateurs think. Pros in every field, from business, from sports, from, any other field where somebody's at a really high level, they master fundamentals and do them consistently over a very, very long period of time. So fundamentals in this arena are these 4. Number 1, control your calories to put yourself in a small, sensible deficit so you lose weight. Number 2, you lift weights to build muscle so you can be strong and live long. Number 3, do cardio for cardiovascular health and overall lifespan. Number 4, do 8,000 to 10,000 steps to be overall active throughout the day. So let me give you an example. Let's take 100 things that all the gurus who are selling you the newest bullshit supplement, the newest bullshit diet, put butter in your coffee, don't have your breakfast, cut your carbs, like all the bullshit, fads and stupidities that you see out there. List 100 of these and take these 4 fundamentals that I just said. Don't do any of the 100, but do these 4, you're gonna get shredded. Don't do any of these 4 and do all the 100 of the bullshit, you will be fat and in worse shape a year from now than you are today. That's a guarantee. So it's up to you. Do you want to stop avoiding the fundamentals and focusing really on these? Or do you want the newest, shiniest fad diet? Because remember, today it's a carnivore diet. 6 months, a year from now, there's going to be some other moronic diet that's probably going to be even dumber than carnivore, if that's even possible. So if you want to fall for that and get no results and be, again, a year from now, 3, 5, 10 years from now saying, hey, 2035 is the year I finally get in shape, okay, then go for that. If you want 2025 to be that year, focus on these 4 fundamentals. Control your calories, lift weights to build muscle, do cardio, and do 8 to 10,000 steps a day. That's it. The 5th thing to stop doing is stop with the perfectionism bullshit. I can't tell you, this is the bane of my existence as a coach. Probably 80% of the time that I spend talking to my clients is about avoiding perfection. They're like, well, I gotta be really dialed in, like I got this, and then three days of awesome eating, they're like, yes, this is great. The 4th day, something happens. They are really tired or exhausted, or they had a fight with a spouse or something, or somebody pissed them off, or something happened in business, or one of the kids got sick, or they didn't sleep for whatever reason, and then they had a meal that they shouldn't have had. They didn't plan for that. It's more calories than they thought. And now everything is ruined. Oh, I suck. Oh, this is, now it doesn't matter what I did. This perfectionism is truly probably one of the #1 reasons why people quit. You are human. As such, you're not supposed to be perfect. Perfectionism is not something to be proud about and brag about. It's something to be avoided like the plague. And this is coming from probably the biggest perfectionist you'll ever meet. I got a bunch of videos talking about what perfectionism is, why it came about. It's basically an extreme fear of failure that comes as a result of one of your or both of your parents being very critical. Usually one dominant parent of your 2, one of them was very critical. They criticized everything you ever did. That's what made you be afraid of failing, because you would be criticized even more, and that's how you became a perfectionist. A perfectionist essentially says, let me do nothing at all, because then I can't be criticized for doing it wrong because I didn't do anything at all. That's the reason why perfectionism and procrastination are brother and sister. They always go together. But even if somebody's doing something, perfectionism is going to get them to quit. Because if you have 2 weeks of great dieting and then 1 or 2, and let's say you have 3-day vacation, and on these 3 days, like, man, I really ate everything, it's like too much, and now I suck because I wasn't perfect, and now everything, what does it even matter, the 2 weeks that I've done, because these 3 days I really messed it up. Let me just continue the 3 days into a week, so I'm going to eat whatever, and now you're not on a diet anymore. To stop perfectionism BS, focus on being directionally correct a long period of time, at least for, again, in this case, 3 to 6 months. For most people, not 15 years, 3 to 6 months, and you're going to be in better shape than ever. Try it, you'll see. The 6th thing to stop doing is stop weighing yourself every fucking day. This is, again, one of the things that people are, oh, you should really weigh yourself. You should not weigh yourself, especially not every day. I have my clients weigh themselves once a week, and a lot of times, especially with women, because they tend to be more probably told more that they should weigh themselves and put themselves into a specific weight range. Like a woman should weigh this much, which is utter nonsense. The only thing that actually matters is your body fat percentage. What your weight is completely irrelevant. I weigh 220 pounds. What does it matter? Unless you're in some kind of weight restricted sport and you compete in it, why would it matter how much you weigh? If you look great, feel great, your health is optimized, you perform at the highest level, you have energy through the roof, what does it matter if you weigh 10 pounds more than you think you should? By the way, at 6'2", the official stats say I should weigh 185 pounds. I weigh 220 pounds. What am I supposed to lose 35 pounds of what? I'm already in great shape. Lose 35 pounds of muscle so I can be an ideal whatever weight? It's the stupidest idea ever. So please, do not weigh yourself, especially not every day, and only look at your body fat percentage. That's the only thing that you need to track. It's not the only, but it's the main thing that you need to track while you're on a diet is actual body fat percentage. Stop weighing yourself, especially if it messes you up, because remember, you can lose 10 pounds in 3 days from today by cutting your water a little bit, water intake, and cutting your carbs a little bit, because carbs are like a sponge, they retain water. When you cut your carbs and drink a little bit less water, you flush out more water, and since less is coming, you can lose 5 to 10, maybe even 15 pounds in a matter of a few days. I've done this numerous times to help clients who need to get health insurance, and they say, hey, this guy weighs 200 pounds, you should be 185. I'm like, okay, that doesn't matter, let's just dehydrate you for a couple of days. He gets to 185, gets the best health insurance rate, comes back to, rehydrates to his normal 200 pounds. I've done it a lot of times. Okay, by the way, this doesn't change this person's health, body fat percentage, nothing. It's just water. Okay, it just shows you how ridiculous these doctors and BMI and health insurance claims and all the other crap is just focused on your weight, which it really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is your fat percentage. Focus on that. Stop weighing yourself. Last but not least, thing to stop doing in 2025 is following health gurus. This is a golden rule, a principle for life that I believe is probably one of the most useful ones, because if you stop following the gurus in all fields, not just health and fitness, you will realize that everything that is popular is usually bullshit, especially in health arena. For example, if you look at who are the biggest fitness people on YouTube, there's never going to be an actual coach who knows the science, who's actually educated and has thousands of success stories. It's never that guy, ever. Who are they? Remember, Dr. Phil used to be the #1 health and fitness influencer, okay? But remember, these days, these are people like Gary Brecka, the Bulletproof guy, Dave Asprey, like people who are literally charlatans who in any kind of scientific setting where people know what they're talking about, they would be laughed out of there. They would be nobody has anything to say to you. There's no conversation to have with them. That's how clueless these people are, because they are marketers. Again, clueless about health and fitness, really great marketers. Bulletproof Coffee is like $100 million a year company. Good for him. He's making a ton of dough. Unfortunately, he's doing that selling bullshit, right? Because if you put butter in your coffee that has no calories now has a ton of calories because butter is very caloric. But that's the bullshit that's sold to the masses, which again goes back to the what? Step number 1, meaning the first thing to stop doing is not follow the stupid fads. Because remember, Bulletproof Coffee and Bulletproof Diet, where basically you put butter in your coffee, and biohacking and all this bullshit is basically just stupid fads. And these charlatans, they are the ones who get, because remember, out of 1,000 people, 1 person is a thinking person who says, okay, I understand that putting, highly caloric butter in my no-calorie coffee now makes absolutely no sense because calories are king. I'm not going to fall for that bullshit. That's 1 out of 1,000 people. And that one ends up being my clients because I work with smart people. 999 of the other ones who are like, oh, but carnivore is really great. And the next fad, and yes, I'm still fat, even though I'm done all the diets, but still, fad diets are really amazing. And whatever next fad diet comes out, I'm going to hop on that because that's great. This is the 999. These are the people who follow the gurus, right? The charlatans. So the best thing you can do is stop following these, and this is true across all fields. Making money field, marketing field, dating, relationships. Most of the people, there are some very, very, very rare exceptions to this rule. I don't know of any in this arena. Like, I don't know one person who's, Andrew Huberman used to be, when he started, providing really good information, and then he became a quack, complete quack, talking about things he knows nothing about, like nutrition, like anything that has to do with dieting, like all the stupid things, and he's just basically become a supplement pusher, right? He's got a supplement to sell you, the bullshit, taking TRT, like why, if you're in great shape and so healthy and so young, why are you on TRT? It's just, again, people sell out, that's basically what it is. Even if they start with good intentions and good information like Andrew Huberman used to have, and then he became a quack. And now he's basically a laughing stock in the circles of anybody who knows anything about this field. So the moment you stop following these and actually take advice from people who are educated in the field, they live and breathe what they say you should do, and 3, most important, they have thousands of success stories of helping people like you getting from where you were to where you want to go. For example, I've helped transform over 1,200 clients. If you want that actual process, click this video. It's going to show you exactly how to do that. And if you want to get that program for yourself, go to rippedceo.com. It's a do-it-yourself DIY program where you can A to Z find out exactly what you need to do in order to get in top shape. Also, if you want to get coached directly by me, there is a link right below this video. You can click there and see how the process works, and you can apply to talk to me or somebody on my team. And if it's a match, a couple of months from now, we'll get you in absolute best shape that you've ever been in your life, and that is a guarantee. Thanks guys for watching this video. See you next time.